Okay, so now we're going to go over the verb tener. We're going to go over our grammar rule, conjugating the verb tener. Now, tener is an irregular verb, so you're going to have to memorize how to conjugate this one. And Emma, I know you love those conjugations. So, página 228. 228. Now, the verb tener, it means to have something. And we want to use it. We use it when we want to show that we have a relationship. For example, tengo un hermano mayor. I have an older brother. So relationship with a brother, just tengo un hermano. I have a brother. We also want to use it to show possession, ownership of something. So tengo un perro. I have a dog. Or tengo un libro. I have a book. And as you know, and we've discussed this, it is the verb tener is sometimes used where in English we use the verb to be. For example, to talk about age. With the vocabulary words, you were able to see that. Here's an example. ¿Cuántos años tienes? Question. ¿Cuántos? You remember we use cuánto with cuántos when we're talking about a number. So, ¿cuántos años tienes? Means how old are you? And then the answer would be tengo 15 años. I am 15 years old. So in English, we use to be, the verb to be, but in Spanish, it's to have when we're talking about age. And not just age, but we also do it to talk about a condition, such as in your book, it'll just note, you'll notice age, thirst, and hunger. But there's a lot of other ones that it uses tener for. For example, that's why I put condition there, because you can say, for example, tonight it's really cold. Tengo frío. I am cold. You know, you're saying I have coldness, but in truth, it's I am cold. In English, we use the verb to be. Or tengo calor. I am hot. I am hot. So there are other ones. Please keep in mind, I know your book only notes those three, but there are other ones. But you're only required to learn those three. All right, so here we see, let's just talk about the verb. The verb tener means to have, as we've said, and it is irregular. It's an irregular verb. Why is it irregular? Because the yol form, we don't just put the O on the end, we have to put go on the end. And you'll see, and if you're looking in your book, you see it's yo tengo. The stem, it's a stem changer. So what's the other word for a stem changer? It's a boot verb. Yes, a boot verb. The stem changes from E to IE. And so if you note there on the conjugations of it, it changes from E to IE in the stem on the yo, tú, usted, él, ella. But then the nosotros, nosotras, vosotros, vosotras form, that does not change. That one remains the same. Remember, and then we have the you all and the ellos, ustedes, ellos, and ellas form that also changes the E to IE in the stem. So now in English, let's just conjugate it in English. It is I have, you have, he, she, it has, we have, you all, they have. But in Spanish, now we're going to translate it, and you're going to memorize this, right? Yes, yes. The present tense forms of tener, and that notes right there that it is a stem changer, is yo tengo. Y'all repeat these with me. I'll say them twice. Yo tengo. Yo tengo. Tú tienes. Tú tienes. Usted tiene, usted tiene, él tiene, él tiene, ella tiene, nosotros tenemos, nosotras tenemos, ustedes tienen, ellos tienen, ellas tienen. Note, I did skip the vosotros, save time. Now, here's some examples. ¿Tienes un bolígrafo? It's a question. Do you have, what's bolígrafo? Yes, a pen. And the answer is, no tengo un lápiz. No, comma, so I pause. Tengo un lápiz. No, I have a pencil. ¿Cuántas clases tienes hoy? How many classes do you have today? Tengo 4 clases hoy. I have 4 classes today. ¿Tienen los estudiantes el inglés o el español hoy? Do the students have English or Spanish today? Los estudiantes tienen el español hoy. The students have Spanish today. Okay, now I want you to complete these with the correct form of tener. All right. All right, so the first one, yo blank 7 cursos en la escuela. And Joshua's joined us. He's right here. He's got to answer them. So, Joshua, what's number 1?
Yo tengo.
Good, because it's the yo, it's going to be yo tengo. And read the whole sentence on the next one, okay? So, blank tiene el inglés antes del español. So remember, this is a question because
Mom, you said yo tienes.
no, tú.
No, you said
Blank. I said
blank tienes el. You didn't say tú.
Blank tú el inglés antes del español.
Tienes tú el iglesia.
Inglés.
Inglés antes del español.
That's right. Tienes, because it's tú. Remember, with a question, the subject comes after the verb. So that would be tienes tú. Whoops. There. Now the third one. Juan blank 20 años.
Juan tiene 20 años.
That's right. Juan tiene 20 años, because then which is it? It is third person singular. Okay, good job, Joshua. Good job. Now, you guys have this option to translate these here, but what I want you to do is go ahead and try to translate these on a piece of paper. For example, I have a dog. Translate it to Spanish. If it's I, it would be tengo. I have. Tengo a dog. The article, un, and then dog, perro. Tengo un perro. So go ahead and just pause this and try to translate these. Do keep in mind number 6 is a little tricky. Why? Notice to have. Let's see if you get it. And then turn to your guided practice 5A1, which is page 159 and 158. All right, so if we are looking at this sheet, up at the top, you will have the definition up there, which you've seen. Yo tengo y tú tienes. We've used those, but you didn't learn how to conjugate the entire verb. Now you're learning how to conjugate it and use it in the present tense in all forms. So again, yo tengo, tú tienes, usted, él, ella tiene, nosotros, nosotras tenemos, vosotros, vosotras tenéis, ustedes, ellos, ellas tienen. Okay, now you guys are going to write over here the correct form of tener next to each subject pronoun. So you just look at the pronoun, right here, the subject, and you'll conjugate it accordingly. So él, what would it be? Go ahead, Joshua.
Él tiene.
Usted.
Usted tiene.
Ellos.
Ellos tienen.
Good. That one's this one. Tienen. Nosotras.
Nosotras tenemos.
Tenemos. Nosotras tenemos. Yo.
Tengo.
Tú.
Tienes.
Good. That's right. Okay, there we go. Now there's the form with answers in it. And now we're going to move down towards the bottom. Hold on, something's up with my thing. Just a second. Okay, so we're now on the B part, and we're not going to read through this because we've already talked about these two, about it showing possession and also in place of to be in English with age, hunger, and thirst. But down here then on B, it says read each numbered sentence with tener. Okay, so these are the numbered sentences right here. Then write the number of that sentence in the correct column. So the columns are either age, thirst and hunger, or relationship. So you're going to put the number where it goes, or possession over here, depending on whether tener is used to express possession, age, thirst, hunger, or relationship. So number 1 is the model. For example, ¿cuántos años tiene tu tío? That one's asking, how old is your uncle? So that would be age. So you see, number 1 goes there. So go ahead and give those, pause it, give those a try, and then listen to Joshua and I do them. All right, Joshua, ready? So number 2, nosotras tenemos 10 primos.
That would be relationship.
Good, because it's talking about what's primos?
Cousins.
Cousins. So 2 would go here. Okay, and let me go ahead and, well, yes. I'm gonna note it. Okay, so I would put 2 there. Now number 3, ¿tiene sed tu padre?
That would be thirst slash hunger.
Good. Now 4, because that is asking, is your father thirsty? So that would go under thirst and hunger. Now, mi hermana tiene 3 años.
No, I think it could either be age or relationship.
Okay. Well, it's the verb tener though is,
so it would be age. Yeah.
Yes, you need it. That was good that you pointed that out. So what are we looking at? Because over here, also, we were talking about primos. Tiene 10. Nosotras tenemos 10 primos. We have 10 cousins, but it's talking about having the cousins, so it's relationship. Over here, ¿cuántos años tienes tú? It's the have is asking how old are you, the age, the number of years that you have. So although it has, and Joshua asked a good question, he said, I'm not sure if it's relationship because it has mi hermana, but then what is have talking about? Tiene 3 años. So it's talking about age because it's talking about my sister has, how old? How old is she?
She's 3.
That's right, 3. Okay, number 5.
All right. This one is kind of the same as the other one, but it would go under possession, right?
Good.
Because it goes, yo tengo un regalo.
Which means,
I have something from my grandmother, a present from my grandmother.
I have a present for my grandmother. So 5 goes here. And 6.
It would go under thirst/hunger because mi primos tienen mucho hambre.
Tienen. Mis
Tienen.
primos tienen.
Mucho.
Because it's they, my cousins, have much hunger. But in English, we say, my cousins are very hungry. So number 6 would go there. All right, good. Now let's go ahead. You guys give these a try. Pause it and do C. Now look at the following sentences and write in the missing forms of tener. Pause it and fill in the blanks. Okay, ready, Joshua?
Yeah.
Now we're going to give the answer. I hope you did pause it and answer them. Okay, mi prima Ana. Now,
Tiene 11 años.
Yes. Okay, so what you want to do with these sentences, you want to read through it, translate it. It says, my cousin Anna blank 11 years. So, of course, we'll because the subject is Anna, it's going to be, what is it again, Joshua?
Tiene.
Yes. Okay, the next sentence.
Yo tengo un regalo para mi tía.
Good. Yo tengo. The subject is yo, so we conjugate it tengo. Okay? Mis hermanos
Tienen
Good.
mucha hambre.
Tienen mucha hambre. My brothers are very hungry. Nosotros
Tenemos 3 gotas.
tenemos what? Tres
gotas.
gatos. Tres gatos. It's right here.
They have 3 cats, not goats.
No. Yes, it's gatos. Cats. We have 3 cats. Now, number 5. ¿Cuántos años?
Tiene.
Yes.
Padre.
Tu padre. It's not tienen tus padres. It's tiene tu padre. It's got to be, it's asking the subject. Remember, with questions comes after the verb, and it's the father. How old is your father? What's number 6? We're waiting.
I'm sorry.
It's a question.
Yes.
So what's the subject? The subject is tu hermano.
So would
El
that
hermano.
also be tiene?
Yes. All right. Good job. All right, so now we are on 5A2, página 160, and we're going to be looking at this árbol de familia, a family tree. And you're going to be answering these questions based on this family tree. So you'll need to look at the names here and look up on the family tree and see what is it asking. So let's do example 1 together, and then you guys pause the video and go do the rest of them. Patricia blank 3 primos. So this is Patricia right here, and it's asking Patricia, and I'm going to conjugate the verb tener. So Patricia has 3 cousins, okay? 3 cousins is what it says right there. So go ahead. And what would it be, Josh?
It would be tiene.
That's right. Tiene. Okay. And then So you guys pause it, do the rest of them, and then click back on. Okay, so number 2. Alfonso y Alicia blank 7 nietos. Here's Alonso and Alicia. They're probably what? This is the, what would that he be? Joshua right here. Alonso, but in Spanish.
Abuelo.
¿Quién es él? ¿Quién es él? Él es el abuelo. Or remember, like we talked about in the vocabulary words, you could use, what do you call your grandfather? Abuelo, abuelo or abuelito.
Oh.
Abuelito. And this is Alicia is
Abuela.
la abuela. La abuela or
Tita.
well, he calls his grandmother Tita. But because he's actually, when they were babies, they couldn't say abuelita, so they shortened it to Tita. So, but it was short. Tita is short for abuelita. All right, so Alonso y Alicia, conjugate the verb tener.
That would be tengo.
No. Are you Alonso?
Oh, no. Tiene.
That's right. Tienen, tienen, because it's plural. It's talking about both of them. All right. Carlos?
Tengan.
No, if it's Carlos,
like, tengo.
Carlos tiene un tío. Now translate the sentence.
Carlos has a uncle.
Mm-hmm. Mari Luisa, tú, so the subject is tú here. Tú what?
Tiene.
Tú tienes. Tú, because it's tú, it's tienes 3 hermanos. Okay. Roberto y Carlos, what? Una hermana.
Tiene.
Roberto y Carlos tienen una hermana. ¿Cómo se llama la hermana?
Margarita.
Tienen, because it's plural. Tienen. Good. Her name is Margarita. Nosotros
Tenemos.
Good. Tenemos un perro y un gato. And that means what?
We have a dog and a cat.
Yes, a dog and a cat. Now on these other questions down here on the bottom, those are personal. So they're going to be different for everybody. You guys need to answer those. For example, the first one, ¿cuántos años tienes? You would answer, yo tengo. And then how old are you, Joshua?
14.
You would tengo 14 años. And guys, sorry, but this the text that I'm using here will not allow me to put the ñ on there or the tildes or the accent marks. So when I use this, I don't have, my keyboard will not allow those. So
also write your age out. Do not put the number.
Oh, okay. Yes. Write 14 out in words and not just the number like I did. All right. Well, have fun doing that. And that is your verb tener. Practice conjugating it and saying it and using it. Okay. See you later.